for Aggie softball. I thought our offense tonight was just absolutely dynamic. I don't know, just lots of hard hit balls. They've been working hard. Our lineup, as you can tell, has changed quite dramatically from last year to this year. And I just, you know, it was a really good day. I think Shaylee and Brooke did a good job in that Valpo game. You know, they had some hard hit balls, and that's what it's kind of, you know, about, is figuring some things out. And same with Kennedy and Levitt. Levitt came in and I thought did a really nice job of just stopping the bleeding a little bit. And that's what I talked to Kennedy about in that fourth inning, or whatever inning it was. Sorry, when they scored. Second, yeah, when they got the fourth spot. I thought she did a really good job. I didn't think her pitches were terrible. Sometimes, you know, things happen, and how are you going to respond? And so that was my push to her to come back the next inning and respond. And I thought she did a great job. And then Levitt came in, and we had pre-planned that for Kennedy to start and Levitt to come in. So it was a good part of the lineup. It was 8-9-1 when Levitt came in. So we kind of stuck to our guns, and just, you know, for me, it's first, you know, day of the season, so some good and some things that we need to improve on, which I think is always good. Yeah.
How about an added bonus? And the fact is, a lot of times if you get 12-run games, 8-run games maybe, but you were tested by Lehigh because they held the lead and got you at the bottom of the second, and they were riding some momentum, so you could have struggled more even and win. But what do you think? Why do you think the team was able to respond so well?
I think that there just wasn't any panic. I think our lineup feels very confident from top to bottom. You know, we were talking Allie Enright, you know, she's in the 7 hole and she hits off a home run. You know, we just have the ability to put up crooked numbers at any point in our lineup, and I thought they did a good job of not panicking and just sticking to the plan and, you know, kind of passing the bat. I think, you know, the key is for Julia, Jazz, and Trin to take those walks when they need to take those walks instead of getting themselves out. So I think that, in a combination with some really good base running. I mean, Coco and KP are pretty dynamic at the top of our lineup. So I don't know. I feel like we have a much more balanced lineup that's going to be hard. It's not just going to be 1 through 4 or 5 and then it kind of drops off. I think we're going to be able to, you know, just keep turning the lineup over, which means the pitcher throws more and, you know, crooked numbers come up.
How do you feel having 2 back-to-back wins with run rule endings?
Yeah, I didn't know about the second one. It was kind of an ugly run rule, but I'll take any type of run rule. But I think for us, it's, you know, we have things that we did really well and things that I think we need to execute a little bit more. And, you know, that's always good. I mean, if you could draw it up and say 2 run rules the first day, like, absolutely sign me up. So just, you know, a great start to 2024. And for us, you know, now it's going to be, you guys know, like, how we're going to come out tomorrow. So, and tomorrow we're going to have a little bit of weather. And so it's going to be a little up and down and start and stop. And as we know, every conference series we had in the SEC last year, we had rain. So it's just good practice for us.
And I guess you touched on it a little bit. Even though it's 2 games, you showed great speed and power. You know, last year, you know, I talked to you about you need some more home runs, and you know, man, I know you didn't get some of your new players, but as you mentioned, when you get Williams hit a home run and Enright gets a home run, and I know you're not playing, you know, you're playing teams you should win, but you got to be able to score both ways. And you said before you would do that, and you guys did that in both games.
Absolutely. And I think just kind of going back, like you had just said, I just think we have a really balanced lineup. If, you know, you get through KP and Coco, then you have to deal with Trin and Jules and Jazz, and then you have Keeley, then you have Allie Enright. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. And Amari in that 9 hole, and Rylan, I mean, Rylan hit over 300 in conference play last year, and Amari was like I keep calling her our silent assassin from last year. And so I just think they understand, you know, we're in year 2, so there's some things that are harder, but some things that I think make more sense to them, and understanding how our lineup works and how dynamic, and just making pitchers, even if I get out, if I make them throw 8 pitches, what that effect, you know, that effect it has later on in the game.
Near the end of the last 2 innings of Lehigh, there were a lot of pinch hitters. How important to you is it to have some of those bench players playing so early in the season?
Yeah, I'll tell you that I haven't slept in probably 2 days trying to figure out our lineup. We have a lot of power. AC, as you guys know, had come up big for us all last year, and really, at the end of the year, and then even this year in the fall. And so, trying to work her in more and more. My goal is to get her an at-bat every single game. I just think we're going to need her as the year goes on, and we're going to play some matchup game. And I feel the same way about Maya Perez. She's a freshman, and so you want to try to get these freshmen as many at-bats and looks and just, times in the box, I guess, reps. And I think both of them are, with one swing, can change the game. And so we're going to keep doing that. And we kind of talked about that in our press conference earlier this week, of just the importance and how much we really have true depth, where I felt like maybe last year we didn't. So this year we'll be able to play some matchup games, and then also, I might have some gut feelings, and hey, we're going to get this kid in or that kid, and hopefully by conference season we've had 5 or 6 of those kids on the bench that have 50 at bats. So.
With regards to your pitching, I know you said in your open that you did some things well as a team and some things that you might have not done so well.
Mm-hmm.
With regards to the 4 members of your pitching staff, what are some of the things you're already thinking about tinkering with or working on as you go through the rest of the weekend and then in the next week?
Yeah, I thought we were too nitpicky, and so I think we just have to pound the zone a little bit more. I thought, Shaylee, continuing to work on changing speeds, that's going to be big for her. I think Brooke did a good job. It's just like kind of some live reps against somebody else, and so we'll go upstairs and I'll watch some video and see kind of what the ball was doing and where maybe we messed up. But I think we were either too much on the plate and then we got too far off the plate. There wasn't kind of something consistently on the corners, and I think it's a game 1 and some of that's some jitters, I guess. I don't know why, it's the same game, but here we are. But just refining that, and just in our game, and you guys know this, like every pitch matters, and so when you make a non-competitive pitch, it just puts you behind so much.
And then I know you spoke earlier this week before the games even started that your plan was to use multiple different pitchers in each game. With the weather, the threat of weather tomorrow, how much does that impact your pitching plan as well?
Yeah, it will depend on who we end up playing. So just giving you a little insight, Tulsa bust here. So we might try to move our Tulsa game to Sunday and play them a doubleheader on Sunday just because they can. So trying to get some of these teams, Lehigh and Valpo, who, had to make the trip, some games. And so, it will and it won't. It'll depend on who goes, but we're gonna, and I've talked to them the last week and a half a lot in great detail about how we're gonna do some where we start and then somebody comes in the middle. It might be 2 people that come in the middle and then re-enter. So, we gotta practice it. So we'll see. Tonight we were going to practice it, but I didn't realize that it was an ugly, but I'll take it. Run will, yes.